Queen Maeve of Connaught was a prideful woman, so much so that she was prepared to wage war to satisfy her vanity and her desire for personal wealth and prestige. In pursuit of the brown bull of Cooley, and thinking the men of Ulster unable to fight, she led an army into the north.
Keep back.
What do you mean? They are men of Connaught, aren't they?
They are, Maeve. The very finest of men. Sons of Emhain Macha.
The warriors of Ulster under Macha's spell, so who could have done this?
Ulster's Hound. Cú Chulainn.
One man?
He's watching us now. This is just a warning. Not to go any further.
One man against the might of Connaught? Prepare to move on, MacRick.
I would counsel caution, my queen.
What sort of man is it that has you wide-eyed like a doe fawn?
A man the match of any 10 in this country. I'll tell you what I know of him, and then you can decide for yourself if it makes sense to go on.
And so Fergus MacRick related to Maeve, warrior queen of Connaught, the tale of Cú Chulainn, that she might better know the man who stood between her and victory over the land of Ulster.
There are those who say that Cú Chulainn was sired by a god, but he was born, like you or I, in that part of Ireland known as Mortenia, the only son of noble parents, Sulam and Dicna, sister of the very same Conor, King of Ulster, you would now lay low. In that time he was named Setanta, and it was known even then that the strength and cunning of the wolf was on him. The spear and the hurley were young Setanta's constant companions, for he had little time for the games of children, and he plagued his parents to let him go to train with the young warriors of the king at Emhain Macha.
No! For the last time, no, you're too young! You must let me, please! For the sake of peace, will you please talk to this child?
Look, going on and on like this won't do you any good, boy. You can go to Emhain when you're older.
I'm old enough now!
No, you're not! Look, in a couple of years, I'll take you to your Uncle Connaught. All trumpets blaring. Now, would you please let it rest?
There was a restlessness in the boy that would not be satisfied. His soul was like that of a bud in springtime, straining to reach the sun.
And Balor fled the battlefield of Moitura, his eye lost, his poisonous gaze disarmed by Lugh, the son of his own daughter, who now pursues the chieftain throughout the length and breadth of the land, urging
his heart was already with the young warriors at Owen, and that night he determined that his body would leave to join them.
The great sea begins. Lugh found Balor, utterly exhausted, supporting himself on a giant rock. "My time is over, grandson," said Balor, "even now plotting Lugh's downfall. You may take the head from my shoulders, but if you wish to assume the awesome mantle of my power, you must first place it upon your own head. Only then can you be sure of your legacy." Lugh took the head of his grandfather, the tyrant, but he did not trust his dying words. So instead he placed the head upon the rock, which immediately shattered into an infinity of pieces. And so concludes the tale of the battle and of Balor's demise. And this story is true, for it was told to me by my father, and he in turn by his, and on through time. And now I give it to you.
All that night and the following day, Setanta travelled. Anyone who happened to see the lad on his way would hardly have glanced twice at him. A slip of a boy, running and laughing without a care in the world. In the late afternoon, he emerged onto the plain at Emhain Macha, home to Conor MacNessa, King of Ulster. Nearby was the warriors' school of the Red Ramps, and closer to hand, a group of beardless young men playing at the hurley. Setanta watched for a while, fascinated, itching to join in, and he didn't have long to wait.
You alright? Hey, you! You, come here!
He forgot one crucial thing, however, that as a stranger, he is, of course, obliged to seek protection from his host, as is the custom. This oversight angered many of the young warriors. And what's more, when they saw just how skillful this young upstart was with the hurley, it wasn't long before someone tried to teach him a lesson.
Here! Do you see this?
What?
Look!
He's like a wee animal. Who is he?
I don't know. But he's making short work of Leg.
She's before the fiercest hound I've ever encountered.
Sounds to me like she should be in the possession of the king. What would you take for her?
With all due respect, my lord, I'll not part with her.
She must be grand indeed. You're very good health to have her. What's all that commotion about out there?
Strangers picked a fight in the hurling field, my lord.
Oh, has he indeed?